Alright everyone, so today I'm just sharing my old deck from like the 2002 to I want to say like 2007, 2008 era before I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh for a while. Some of the cards have been replaced, but otherwise the only one I actually think that has is actually one of the boss monsters. All the rest I think are still my original cards. I also do believe I'm missing a couple, because I think it used to be a 60 card deck, because you know, the locals and the groups I played with back then ran decks that were either 60 or more, you know, before I got ruled to only be 42-60. So, you know, bear with me here. I do got 3 quote-unquote boss monsters: Dark Magician, Dark Magician Girl, and Jinzo. All very important, you know, so give me 1 second here. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to get a little closer in there so they're slightly easier to see, because I'm trying to sit behind the camera this time instead of off to the side. My original Dark Magician was the LOB print, and I still actually do have it. It's actually in my binder, but I have always preferred the look of the Arcana Dark Magician here. So, obviously Dark Magician Girl gains base attack for every Dark Magician, and what Dark Magician of Chaos? Magician of Black Chaos in the graveyard. I think 300 points if I remembered. I haven't even looked at these cards in a long time. Yeah, 300 points. And then Jinzo, you know, he just stops all traps, and you know, so he's just badass boss. But my favorite card, however, in this entire deck would be Mr. Yadagurusu. For those of you who played back then, should easily remember what he does and why he's such a dick. So, then Spirit Reaper, Neospacian Grand Mole, and what, Tsukiyami? I believe is how you pronounce that name. Obviously, you know, Tsukiyami would be to flip all the monsters I can that require flipping down, back down, after using their effects, such as, you know, I believe she's in here somewhere, would be, let's see if I can. Oh no, not in here. Holy crap. I thought I did. Thought I had a Magician of Faith in here. Oh shit. That's probably one of the cards that went missing, because that was actually a very important card to have. Puppy came down. He's sitting next to me now. Probably wants some attention, but you know, he was just locked. He got plenty of attention. Exerion Universe. Neospacian Flare Scarab, and Morphine Jar. As you will see, there is a slight running theme to this deck eventually. Hopefully it's understood. Magician's Valkyria, Breaker the Magical Warrior, and Skilled Dark Magician for the next 3. There's also a Magician theme, I suppose, but the main is coming up here in a bit. You know what, let's leave them there. Gemini Elf, Gene Warped Werewolf, just so you know, 2000 beater, and DD Assailant for some removal, I believe, if I remember. Oh, focus card, camera, thank you. And when this card is restored as a result of battle with your opponent's monster, remove both from play. Yeah. Sometimes it was just good to ram her into a monster that, you know, just I couldn't get over otherwise. Actually, you know what, let's do these 3 next, just because. All ultimate rares, by the way. I'm actually very proud of that. King's Knight, Queen's Knight, and Jack's Knight. I just liked how they looked. I think I traded either Armed Dragon sets or the Silent Magician sets that I had for these, and I actually think that was a pretty damn good deal, because I just preferred these overall. Anyways, I mean, the others were more powerful and had effects and stuff, but I just like, again, how they look. Then, of course, Fiber Jar for resetting the entire thing, minus life points. Cyber Jar and Strike Ninja. I should have had Morphine Jar in this spot, just because then it would have been the jar set. And honestly, they were always just fun and pissed a lot of people off, especially Fiber Jar when they were getting close to the cards they needed. So, Drive Infecting Virus, Amazon, a Swordswoman. You know, again, just to crash in and have them take the damage. And Wing Karibo for the occasional, you know, stop me from taking damage. Because, yeah, Wing Kuribo, definitely better than normal Kuribo, at least in my mind. Kaiko the Ghost Destroyer. Neo Space, Spacian Air Hummingbird. And Gearfried the Iron Knight. Now, Kaiko was just used to obviously remove cards from their graveyard, but Gearfried, in tandem with these two cards, were just an overpowering staple if you could pull them out, because obviously this was before Butterfly Dagger Alma got banned, for the simple fact that, here you go, let it focus, come on, focus. A monster equipped with this card increases its attack by 300 points when this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster. This card can then be returned to the owner's hand. And as you all know, at least for those who still use this card or have seen it, come on. Any equipped card this card is equipped with, so it does get equipped, is automatically destroyed. So, and then if you have this out, you gain 500 for every spell or magic card that gets played. So you equip it, you get the points, the 500, it goes back to your hand because it got destroyed as it would have to go to graveyard. So unless they could stop it from going to graveyard, you could just literally repeat this until you had infinite health. And yes, I mean, obviously super cheap and everything, but sometimes you had to do it just to, piss people off. Brain Control, Heavy Storm, and Pot of Avarice, all pretty self-explanatory. Snatch Steal, Mage Power, and Graceful Charity. Again, sometimes you need an extra monster, sometimes you needed the extra attack, and, Graceful Charity. Harpy's Feather, Monster Reborn, Change of Heart. I think at certain points, too, we had it, so we were playing with the traditional set, so, rules on the ban list, so no matter what, at least some cards were playable at 1. And I think that's why I would still have the Change of Heart in here at that time. Swords of Revealing Light, Nobleman of Crossout, because a lot of people were playing face-down monsters, and sometimes you did not want to take that risk, so, kill them off. And United We Stand. And for the last magic card, Pot of Greed. Because, just getting the extra 2 draw, especially in this size of a deck, plus with, Graceful Charity and all the pots, not pots, but jars, Cyber Jar, Morphing Jar, and Fiber Jar, allowed better chances for things. Magic Cylinder, Barrel Behind the Door, and Spell Shield Type 8. This one is probably one I would actually cut if I were to lower this deck to the 40, but still have it playable with the old rules. Because honestly, while it was useful sometimes, other times it was just completely dead in my hand. Judgment of Anubis, Ring of Destruction, Force Back, which I believe is basically just negates normal summon or flips. Oh yeah, it was for the flip summon monsters. I was going to say, I thought that's why I would have had that and said something else, but Magical Hats, because, magicians, and I just wanted one card in there to help on occasion, which actually it did help here and there. Not too often, but just enough to make it still viable. Shadow Spell, and the original Dust Tornado. The last two here would be both Dark Mirror Force and Mirror Force, one for destroying the defense, one for destroying attack monsters. Now, the other cards I think that were in my deck, obviously Magician of Faith being the number one that I really did think was still in here. The others I think were Convoy of the End, Injection Fairy Lily, just because, she could become a beater if you had that extra life, and with the infinite health, clearly that would be no issue, because you could just keep pumping her up every frickin' chance you got. So, yeah. That's what, 3 cards. I'm missing 2. I really don't know what the other 2 are. I'd have to probably try to remake the deck again, but, I just love Light Yatagarasu. Like, even if I have to take him out, he would still stay in there and just be like the little spirit animal from, what season was it, like 2.5 to 3 in the original anime? But, yeah. So let me know what you guys thought in this deck below, and if there's anything that you would probably add to make it better or remove to get it to that 40 card limit. I will probably post a deck list in the description below just so it's easier, in case some names are ineligible. But I wanted to share this because it's just one of the main reasons I keep coming back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Here and there. Obviously this time I'm trying to stick with it, especially if I can find a group of people nearby to play with, instead of, not. So, hope you guys are enjoying the content, and then I will be trying to get a couple movie reviews done next month as well. I'm just trying to get through this last few weeks of school, and then I'll have like 2 full months of just being able to crank out content. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thanks for watching. Peace.